Okay, sorry.
What are you doing?
Oh, that's the music.
He's fucking pumped right now.
That's not how it goes. It's like
Something like that.
dun 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 dun.
I know. Yeah, that's better. Hey everybody, welcome to the Hot Button Podcast. I'm Carlito Bandito. I'm joined by Andrew.
How's it going?
And Andrew.
Fuck around the pussy.
And this is the podcast, so let's fucking start talking about shit, okay?
Yeah, hot button.
Is that good enough?
That was good.
Alright.
This is like take 3, by the way. I want to talk about something, guys. It really grinds my gears. There's a period in life that we've all went through. For me, it was about...
Puberty.
Worse. It's worse than puberty. It was about 4th grade. No. 4th grade it started, but 5th grade is when it happened. Things started becoming gay. You know what I'm talking about? You can't do certain things without... You know what?
Oh, like everything's fucking gay now?
Everything's gay now.
Like everything you do is gay?
No, I think it's like you see a puppy and you want to be like, oh my god!
No.
Right?
Like you fat.
That's gay. What the fuck is wrong with you?
No, but you gotta like, not like a puppy, but you see like in a movie like a little kid gets drowned, like that's fucking sad, right?
Yeah.
But you can't
Homo?
like.
Yeah, why would you feel anything about that?
Yeah.
You fucking fag?
You a woman? Woman feelings?
Girl? I don't feel that way.
I thought...
No, I'm glad she drowned.
You know, I hope that her parents died today.
Yes, Ebola, all of them.
No, I thought when you were saying like everything was becoming gay, I thought you were talking about, because around the same period of time, it became cool for like dude friends to pretend they were gay with each other as a way of saying like, oh, we're comfortable with our sexuality, so we could joke around like that. Oh. And the way I always looked at it was like, dude, that's just gay anyway. Like,
yeah.
that's
okay. That is lit.
Like what are you trying to prove? Like we're in the 5th grade. Like who the fuck cares?
That happened?
Yeah, well, where I grew up in a mountain town, but...
Well, like, I remember, like, in I think it was 6th or 7th grade, I was with, remember Angie? I'm not going to say her last name. Remember that girl Angie? Uh-huh. And with Thou Who Shall Not Be Named?
Right.
Remember I was walking with them,
right.
and I had, like, you know how, like, you have your sweater, and, like, you tie it, this around your waist?
Every kid did that. When they were, like,
That was the last day that I did that.
It was the final straw.
She ripped it off me, and she was like... Don't do that. And I was like, you know what? That was pretty gay. I didn't really realize it until today, but that was pretty...
Don't do that.
That was gay. I'm sorry. But no, the thing that really pisses me off is like, in 5th grade, I got...
AIDS.
I got the bug. I got the MJ bug. I got the Michael Jackson...
Fever?
Yeah, I really got into Michael Jackson, but that was like the heat of all like the molestation allegations and stuff like that.
While he's a white woman.
Right.
Yeah. And that was like the heat of all that. So I got shit on so much for liking Michael Jackson. So I just stopped listening to him because I got so much ridicule. That's heresy, right?
Who fucking cares what these assholes say?
I know. Now I'm like, go fuck yourself, you know? I
MJ all day.
I was at work all day like, you know, Billie Jean is not mine. No, I'm serious.
Should be a choreographer. That was like really...
He's fucking, dude, he had the moves.
And, yeah, but now it's cool to like Michael Jackson, you know? And it's like...
Because he died. That immortalizes anybody.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Yeah, all of a sudden
you guys are making fun of me.
They're like, you're dead, I forgive you. Like, yes, like the week before, it was like, that motherfucker should die.
Yeah.
And then he actually does die. And they're like, I'm gonna go buy all of his shit now.
It's like, you know what? I liked him, and you guys make fun of me. Now that he's dead, you're like, he's the greatest thing. I've always been a big fan of Michael Jackson. Like, you were calling me a homo 5 years ago in 5th grade.
But you can also, you can argue
that's annoying,
that that's a product of just, like, kids, being immature,
true.
and, like, maybe
that's true.
Maybe now that they've grown up, dude, how do you know, like, those kids weren't in the closet about their love for Michael Jackson music? Maybe while they're, like, making fun of you and shit, they go home and listen to all the records.
I think that was definitely me. Like,
it's just human nature, man.
To be fucking assholes. That's really what it is.
It doesn't matter if you're black or white.
Dude, it's human nature to be a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, it just is. Like
Thriller. I mean, shit.
there you go.
No, he was saying.
That was smooth.
It was, dude.
Like a criminal.
Oh
Oh
fuck!
my god.
It makes you, dude. It was bad.
Oh, fuck. You want to be starting something, man?
Why don't you beat it?
All right. I think that's enough of that.
No.
But yeah, that was my rant. It's like I was thinking about that. There's a certain point in life, BG and AG, before gay and after gay. It's like, there was like one day it was fine to have your sweater around your waist, and then the next day you're a homo.
That's true.
Like, at what point is that like when you cross the threshold? It's like, oh, just all of a sudden, this minute on this day, it is now transitioned.
Yeah.
It's homo now.
You can't wear
Well,
it.
I remember, it's going to sound like you guys are going to give me, well, you probably will you'll give me shit for this, but I used to hold my mom's hand when I was like in like 3rd grade. In 4th grade, I think I still did, but it was that like halfway mark through 4th and 5th grade. It was gay. Couldn't do it. Couldn't hold my mom's hand anymore.
That was no more.
No more. Sad. Sometimes I still...
I think here's why I can't, like, I'm not gonna go off on a big thing here, but like I can't relate to that because like I was like terrified of my mom when I was a kid. Okay. So like when you saying that, like I can't even call you gay. I could just be like, I kind of like wish that I knew what that was like. Yeah. Because that means you had a relationship with your mom.
You wished you were gay like him.
Yeah, I wish I was. Like he had a relationship with his mom, dude. Like that's people. I don't feel like people like appreciate that kind of shit.
Were you a Michael Jackson fan, Andrew?
I just never liked his music. Like a few things were cool. Like Beat It wasn't bad.
I hate that song.
Van Halen did the guitar part.
Yeah.
He told me that.
You're like,
and that riff was fucking rad, dude. Like, so I liked it. You know, but in general, I wasn't like a big fan of him. I always thought he was talented. I always thought Michael Jackson was talented, but I just like it was just one of those things where like it's just not for me.
Yeah.
You know, he had this guy Greg Howe play guitar for him at one time too, and Greg Howe's like fucking madman on guitar. So like, I can appreciate some of it, but it wasn't for me. But I don't know. I will say that I'm part of the group of people that was really creeped out by Michael Jackson.
So was I.
Yeah,
I liked his music. I still
liked
liked his music, but I was just like, it wasn't cool. It wasn't like acceptable to like him at the time.
Yeah. I think I had a different opinion than most people though, because you know how people like they read shit on the news and it's slanted.
Yeah.
They don't do any like searching at all for information, and then they just automatically go, he's clearly a child molester. Right. Like all this shit. I'm like, listen, that is a possibility, and I know it looks bad, but when we go back and we look at like his upbringing, like I don't know if you guys know about it,
Joe Jackson,
but like his dad, Michael Jackson never got to really have a childhood.
It's true,
and I don't think he ever really grew up either.
I was about to make the exact same point.
And so I think that his whole thing with like Neverland Ranch and like all that shit and like hanging out with kids, I think it was because he just like wanted to be a kid and he never got to be a kid.
Yeah.
And so I think that's creepy to people because it's fucked up and not normal.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's his fault, obviously. Like he got fucked over by his dad, dude. Like he had no normal life at all. He just was like a star, and then like I don't think he ever had a chance, really, to be honest.
I 100% agree.
We were talking about like, because I was watching him, like I was just watching some of his like live videos. And I was like watching him, I was like, dude, this is fucking like crazy. It's like just his dancing and just the voice and everything. It was fucking like crazy.
That's totally a product of like, unfortunately, like, yeah, he was super talented, but like he was that good because of what his dad did to him.
Yeah,
that's true.
It was like that's his whole life, so that's why he was so good at it, I think.
Well, I didn't see the documentary, but there was that documentary that was made like the year after he died a couple of years ago, and it was just going through like the concert he would have had that he didn't get to have.
Because that chick Orianthi, she was gonna play guitar. She's actually pretty good. Yeah. She hangs around with like Steve Vai. I don't know if you know who he is. But there was a female guitar player named Orianthi.
She's pretty hot too.
She's really hot, and she fucking shreds. And she's like way better than people think she is. Like when you listen to her records, you're like, whatever, fuck it. She did this song with Steve Vai, and they were just trading off leads, and I was like, damn, she's 10 times hotter now. But yeah, she was gonna be in his band. She was gonna play guitar for Michael Jackson's band on that tour that he was like arranging.
Yeah.
And that was gonna be his big comeback, dude. And the circumstances surrounding his death are so weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But he was talented. He was talented. He was really good. And it's just... Him being weird didn't have anything to do with me not liking his music.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of guys that I think are fucking weird and I like their music.
Yeah. Well, I was asking Carl, it's like, why was his voice, like, high-pitched like that? Because, like, I was trying to, like, sing his songs, and I couldn't hit those notes.
I think he made himself sound that way to a degree. Like, I think that's something that he, like, just did.
I was watching an interview with him, and he just talks, like, really, really high-pitched voice.
Yeah, I know, but...
Should I just say it? He's castrated. He was chemically castrated as a child.
Was he really?
Yeah. That's why his
is that a fact, or is that your theory?
No, it's a fact.
It's like a fact.
Look, it's not actually
a fact.
The family has. Well, I don't know if they'll ever release that because it doesn't make them look good. Like that they intentionally castrated their own kid so he would have like the voice of an angel or whatever the hell.
Wait a minute. That adds to like another theory about him,
like not growing up.
About
right?
one also
or
theory about his kids not being his.
Yeah, because he can't have kids, man.
Dude, if that's true, what you just said, that makes total sense. Like when people are like, "Oh, those kids aren't Michael's kids."
Well, I don't know how that whole process works. Like,
you fuck a chick and you come in her and she gets pregnant.
Like they gave him a medication that they said apparently treated his acne. That's what they said, but it actually chemically castrated him. So
how did he
I don't know. I don't know the difference. Like if you're actually using like a knife, scalp, you're cutting them off.
Chop it off.
And the difference between just like having them there, but they don't
produce
anything. So I don't know.
Here was the theory. Well, like one of them was that like his best friend like donated sperm so his wife could have kids.
Oh,
because who was his wife?
She's fucking beat, dude.
Who is she?
She wasn't always beat.
She wasn't really. I don't. Oh, okay.
At least what I'm thinking of, because I know he had like more than one thing.
Oh,
I think. But at least I don't know how she looks now, but there was a time she.
I can't imagine having a wife. That's weird.
She was good looking.
I don't think he actually. It was more of like a PR thing. I think. I don't think actually he ever.
I was thinking,
dude, I don't even want to know what his life's like.
Well, here's the thing.
I know it's kind of sad.
This is like I was watching something. And I was like, people think he's weird, like because he's 40 years old and he has like the one glove on and the glitter stuff and like that. I was like, how come that was okay in the 80s, but now that like he's an adult, he can't keep wearing that kind of shit?
Because people are way more into the like machismo and like fucking testosterone driven shit now.
Yeah. Have you seen anything at all from Chirsty?
Have you heard the updates on her?
Mrs. Mack?
Not too much.
Mrs. Mack.
I mean, what I did see that was kind of appalling was that like, so she like gave the update like, hey, this is how I'm recovering. She like posted a picture of her face and she's recovering pretty nicely. And then there were like a bunch of guys that are posting on the MMA forums like saying like you deserved it.
Yeah, I
really?
And I'm like, dude,
is this gonna be a segment on the show?
I think it should.
The Chirsty Mack report. We need a jingle. We need a jingle.
No, I think
Street Fighter.
But I think that talking about this and kind of talking about because obviously no matter how much like either of you joke about it, because I haven't joked about it.
Yeah.
But how much either of you joke about it, like you're still appalled at like the guys that say like she deserved it.
Right.
It's fucked up.
And I think this segment really proves like this is like the beacon that proves that like no one in this conversation hates women.
Okay. Right.
It's
I'm just kidding.
No, but like we're not misogynists. No. We're just like we're anti-stupid thought.
Right.
So let's bring it back down to earth.
This is the picture you saw, right?
Yes.
That one, Carl, you've seen this one?
Yeah, I saw that.
She looks happy.
Well, do you know, the fucked up thing is, there was like, I read like a little snippet about the guy who beat her up, War Machine or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote apparently a prison letter he wrote was like leaked.
Oh, yes.
This
is what we're going to talk about.
Oh, did he try to kill himself?
He tried to kill himself. They found him hanging.
Oh my god.
And he didn't die. He survived.
What a pussy.
What a bitch.
He's just trying to escape from what he did.
That is fucked.
He was trying to run away from what he did. What did his note say?
I don't think he really wanted
his note basically said, he sent it to like his brother.
He confessed.
He said, I would have gotten away with killing them both if I was in Texas.
If it wasn't for you meddling kids.
What?
Scooby-Doo.
He said he would have gotten away with it if more.
Yeah, he said, I would have gotten, if I was in Texas, I would have killed them both and gotten away with it. That's what he said. Like that.
He sent that to his brother.
Yeah.
I also hate the update that like, oh, he caught, because people that are like proponents of what War Machine did are like, oh, he found her in bed with another guy. That's not even what happened.
Yeah.
They weren't even in bed. They were sitting in the fucking living room with their clothes on.
Right.
Like, they keep adding that slant so they justify their shitty reaction to
Still,
it.
that's not acceptable.
It's still not, but, like, they try to
Yeah.
make that somehow, like, well, what would you do if you found your girl in bed with another guy? Like, yeah, I'd probably fucking hit the guy, but I would not try to murder anybody.
Right.
Or rape, or...
No! Like,
Yeah.
how is that your
Yeah.
fucking reaction? Like, how do you go from, I'm mad about this shit, to, like, oh, I'm gonna rape you, bitch? Like, what? That guy's not healthy, like, at all. Mentally,
This is not really like a good picture, but this is the one she posted 2 days ago where she has like 2 pit bulls. And she got to go home and visit them. You can't really like, it's like a collage of different pictures.
Actually, one of them is her boyfriend, I think.
Can't you open the pictures a little bit?
No, I can't figure it out. Wait, does she like love that dog less? Like she doesn't give it as much food as the other dogs.
Dude, you know that she's younger than me?
She is?
Really?
She's born the same year, but she's actually younger than me.
What, 25?
I've last I checked, she's like 23 years old.
She looks
Wow.
older than that. Not like in a bad way, but she
Dude,
looks more
she's-
mature.
That's like,
Not in a bad
that's
way.
crazy. Be that young. You're like,
Let's kick his ass.
I could have read incorrect information, but like that's
oh.
that's what I saw, and I was like,
well, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was like, dude, she's fucking my age. Like, that's fucked up.
Oh, should we start like talking about?
Okay,
like,
so
recording? I think we already talked about.
this...
Is it recording?
Yes. No, Carl, it's not recording.
So are we gonna use that last segment?
Yeah, we're using... I mean...
All of this right now. We're using it.
He'll edit it.
We're fucking recording. I got
Okay.
it. I got it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna... what's your name? Andrew, I want you to sit here and watch this trailer for a game called Hatred that's gonna be coming out. I'll just move it over. I don't know how it's gonna be like.
So you want to know how I feel about this?
I want to know your reaction to this. I don't want it to be too loud in the microphone.
Is this a Michael Bay movie?
Yes.
My name is not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. I just fucking hate this world and these human worms feasting on its carcass. My whole life is just cold, bitter hatred. And I always wanted to die violently. This is the time of vengeance, and no life is worth saving. And I will put in the grave as many as I can. It's time for me to kill. And it's time for me to die. My genocide crusade begins here.
Thoughts?
I have a lot of opinions right now.
Yeah, I knew you were. That's why I was kind of secretive about it, because I knew it was like. Eh.
Okay, so right off the bat,
Oh, let's explain what this is. First of all, Carl, you want to explain?
Sure. Basically, a video game is being released, and you're you're like a Columbine-esque. You're killing a bunch of innocent people.
Trench coat, long
yeah.
black hair.
You hate the world, and you're just killing a bunch of innocent people. At least from the trailer, that's all. There's no real story, right? It's just you're pissed off with the world.
I mean, that's
You're
the setup.
killing-
I don't know about the story.
But here's the thing, and I don't think anyone's going to talk about this.
What?
From watching that trailer, he doesn't think they're innocent,
Ah, that is true. That's true.
and it's stated very clearly
Yeah.
in the very opening segment of that trailer. He doesn't even say that he thinks he's better than they are.
Hmm.
He
He wants to die with them.
Yeah.
He's come to the conclusion that man's biggest crime is basically how fucking worthless we are.
Yeah.
And I don't think he said anything in that trailer that like a lot of people aren't thinking.
He said it like a little bitch, though.
I don't think he said it like a little bitch. I think he said it like
He's
somebody
like-
who's in that situation who has now like decided like
It sounds like he's whining. He's emo. Listens to too much My Chemical Romance.
I don't think that's where it comes from at all, dude.
Oh.
I disagree. I'm not going to air any of your dirty laundry here because it's not my thing to do. I'm just going to say that like people who are like clinically depressed or whatever.
Oh,
And
that dirty laundry.
I'm not gonna talk shit about something like,
Okay.
like it.
Wait, you were gonna talk shit about it?
No, it's me saying I'm not gonna reveal anybody's shit. I'm just gonna talk about.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
You know, I'm not gonna say what that.
My laundry's safe.
I'm just saying that what I said right now. I'm not gonna talk about your life.
Okay.
It's not my job to do that. Like that's your thing.
Okay.
So like I'm not gonna explain what I meant by what I said because it's meant to be cryptic like that. I don't want to insult you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. I did my job. So people who are fucked up like that, they don't rationalize the way that most people do. So like even somebody who maybe has like a mental illness that's even not as bad as that even because that guy's clearly mentally ill.
Right.
And people with mental illness that aren't that extreme still don't know how to rationalize the way that person does. You can't talk about them like they're normal because they're not. That response right there, I think there are a lot of people that feel that way.
Oh yes,
I think there are a lot.
I felt that.
I like he's saying this stuff, and okay, it's followed by really graphic, extreme imagery of him stepping out his front door.
Here's the question:
and just blowing people away, and like grabbing like a woman who's like, "Please don't." He just fucking blows her head off.
Right.
And, like,
here's the question: is this game in bad taste?
who has to buy it?
That's my point. When I first saw this, I wasn't like offended by it, but I was like, this isn't like bad taste.
I don't think so.
But yeah.
I mean,
but like, yeah.
Would I make a game like that? No.
Right.
I kind of got over it, and actually I posted it here on a website that shall remain nameless. I'll give you a hint though. It rhymes with Night Spation. And there's actually this guy who commented on it, which I completely agree with. I'm going to read his post. What amazes me is that actual adults are getting their panties in a twist over a fucking work of fiction. Video games are fake. Make-believe, as in not real. Nobody is actually dying. No guns are actually being fired. No guns are actually firing real bullets. A video game doesn't make people want to kill any more than 50 Shades of Grey makes people want to engage in kinky bondage sex. Everyone's making a fuss about this because, and I agree, it's like, it makes games look bad because this is like the Fox News like perception of what.
Here's what I would say to what that guy said though, because, and I'm not really like on any one side here. Like I think I just kind of have like a different opinion in general. While I don't believe video games make people kill, I don't think they even reveal things about you that aren't already there. I think you already have that inside of you, and that's it. Like, you're already that way.
Yeah.
Just because real people aren't actually dying doesn't mean that that game doesn't in some way promote that train of thought.
Yes.
Would my reaction be, we need to ban it? Absolutely not. We need to talk about that. We don't need to ban that. We need to talk about how we got there.
Right.
That kind of game wouldn't have come out 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 15 years ago.
Here's the thing about it. It's everyone's flipping shit about this. You're going around, you're basically Columbine killer, going around killing innocent people, which
I think it's acceptable to have a bad response to the content. I just don't think it's acceptable if anybody's saying like this game shouldn't be released, like whatever. You know, protest with your wallet, man.
Would you play it?
Would I play it?
Yes.
No.
Would you play it, Carl?
No.
I'm curious in playing it.
I just does not seem
If-
enjoyable.
Well, yes, because like I don't.
Here's the thing: if you changed,
The thing is, like,
The innocent
the whole
people?
point of video games is like you're taking yourself out of your own reality and you're putting
Yes.
that's why like scary games are scary, right? It's like you're putting yourself in another like world. You're you know.
Yeah.
So you're actually like you're not doing it, but you're seeing the world through that scope, and it's just not
I don't want to advocate.
I want to do.
I don't want to advocate that kind of thing.
What do you mean?
Well, so the entire game is you going around killing what most people would view as innocent people because you're upset at the world, etc., etc.
Oh.
I feel like if I go and immerse myself in a game like that, I'm advocating it in some way.
Well, but I don't understand how it's fun. It's like if they don't even fight back. I mean, I understand there's going to be cops. in the game.
Like there are
They're
games
trying
where
to
you
stop
kill stuff, and like there are games where you kill people that are totally not like that. Like that's that's stepping outside of kind of actually the fantasy realm of video games and putting it into like hey, this is stuff that happens. I have no problem with that in general. But that right there is pretty fucking extreme. Like, and whoever made that game, I mean, one, they're trying to get shock value. Right. They have to be.
Yeah.
They have to be.
There's no way that they...
But they also... I don't know, that reveals, like, the really shitty parts of humanity right there. Like, even though it's just a work of fiction, and I totally get... I'm right there with the person that says, like, oh, it's not real, like, don't, like, flip out. I'm not flipping out that it exists, I'm flipping out that, like, holy shit. Like...
I understand that would be enjoyable, like, it just seems like a really dark game.
Well, why would I want to play a game where, like, I'm going around killing innocent people?
Yeah.
And like that's like a game's supposed to be fun, so that's you find that fun.
That's just not. That doesn't seem like.
Well, if you bring up the first, like, made like a counter argument or something, it's like you play Grand Theft Auto and you're in a sense you're killing innocent people. They're walking around, whatever.
It's in a
you're
different
like
context.
I know.
Yeah, but it's really not part of the narrative. It's
a
optional.
different. It's a different context, and it totally doesn't seem the way that does.
Right.
Like I almost need to watch this trailer again, to take myself back, because that intro sets the precedent for everything that comes after.
That's true. Yeah.
And here I'm gonna go on the other side again. To be honest with you, like out of context, like just someone killing someone else, like whether they're innocent or they're in the military or whatever, it looks fun. Like the killing animations and stuff are like brutal. But like if it was in another video game, I'd be like, oh, that was like a cool killing animation.
Yeah, if you're killing like an alien, it'd be like, whoa,
that was
cool.
fucking sick. Like see how like you just push that person on the ground and just like fucking stuck the gun in their mouth and just blew their jaw out.
But if we changed it to like, oh, there's like aliens or stuff, that would imply like an invasion, and so we're defending like our species.
Yeah.
That's also true.
That's gonna be the automatic response, whether you know anything about it.
That's kind of like my moral dilemma. It's like it looks fun, but it's just like so.
The mechanics look fun.
The mechanics look fun.
The gameplay looks fun.
And the premise.
But dude, the like I don't.
It looks like I get depressed.
I don't feel like I'd be accomplishing anything in that video game.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're not really accomplishing anything.
I feel bad.
Games.
Yeah, I would feel. I play them like I just don't like.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think if
that.
it makes you, because maybe not everybody's going to react that way. Maybe not everyone feels that way. Maybe some people are so detached it doesn't affect them that way.
Right.
But for me,
I don't feel like it should affect.
Even though I think that people are really shitty, and I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I think I'm a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like, maybe you think that, but they made a video game reflecting that. And it's not because it's a heavy issue, because things like that have happened recently and continue to happen. Because I'm the one that advocates, like, everybody being strapped with a gun. Because I think that's the way you combat things like that.
Right.
Just, the guy makes it very clear in the very beginning. It's like, humans are beyond saving. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I agree with that. Then he pulls out a fucking gun. And he was like, I'm ready to die. Yeah. And, like, he goes out and he kills, like, innocent passerbys. Like, okay, yeah, maybe they're in the context that he's saying, like, these are shitty people, but it's not even people that it's like just a product of the human condition. It's not even necessarily like a...
There was like one girl just like fucking walking her dog.
Yeah, and he just put a gun in her mouth and blew her head off.
Uh-huh.
And dude, like, I couldn't do that right there. The fact that it affects me on an emotional level like that, and I'm like, I can't play this game. Yeah. That means I need to stay away from it.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, like, I kind of like wouldn't want to play the game, but I remember earlier thinking like I'm really interested in playing it. Like, I was really like fascinated with it. Like, because it's different. And I'm not saying it's, like, good or bad. It's like...
Does it fascinate you the way that maybe a horror movie might fascinate you?
Yeah, like that. But now I'm kind of over it.
That's, like, a healthy level to be
I'm kind of, like,
you should be able to
over
play
it
the
now.
game and walk away and be like...
Yeah, but now I'm like...
It, but, like, I don't know. You shouldn't be walking and be like, let's do that
But
again.
yeah, but now, like, talking about it, I'm like, I think I'd be, like, depressed playing the game. I mean, like you, like, I like feel bad playing it. But I'm like, kind of fascinated with it.
Well, and I think if it makes you feel that way, then maybe it's not a good idea to play it.
Probably not.
Well, I'm just like on the teeter-totter.
And not everybody's going to feel the way that we do, but I think most people are going to be on board with, like, I'm not going to play this game. Like, I think most people...
If people have, like, an emotional IQ, I think they're going to be like, something's not right.
I think if you have empathy of any sort, you're going to be able to say,
I'm sure there's going to be
this is not a healthy game for me to play.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably not going to...
Because just because it's a game doesn't mean that it won't facilitate, like, certain thought patterns. It doesn't mean that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think that if you go out and do that after you play a game, I think you already had that in you.
Right.
It didn't put something there
Yeah.
that wasn't there to begin with. So that's a deeper issue. But my response is just no, I can't. I personally.
Do you think that's the most violent video game you've ever seen?
Depends on your definition of violent. Because as far as like the murdering and stuff, like the killing, I don't think that's actually any more violent than most games mechanically. But the premise makes it tenfold more violent. Because philosophically it is violent. On like... On a level that is very prejudiced. It's not like... There's like no rules of engagement there. It's just all people must die.
Before I forget, the reason I wanted to talk to this, I'm going to give a shout out here. My friend Ian Sanders really like made me want to talk about this. I watched the trailer and I talked to you, Carl. I was like, I'll talk about this on the podcast. And then I went to work and I talked to my friend Ian, who better listen to this because it's like every day I go to work, he's like, I'm going to listen to it today. I'm going to listen to it. I never listen to the fucking podcast, but he's busy. He had like a lot to say about it, and it made me like realize like this is a good topic. So that really doesn't have anything to do with it. I just want to say like my buddy Ian's a good guy. Shout out to Ian.
Wasn't there a game called like All Humans Must Die or something like that? Remember that game? Something like that. It was like all. It was like you're an alien. You go around.
Oh, destroy all humans. Have you
Destroy
played
all
that
humans.
game?
Again, it's...
But the context is like
different context,
And it really doesn't create the same atmosphere that does.
But that game had a really good sense of humor about it. Like,
that's true.
But it's like oh, you're an alien and you're invading, and like
but it was
people
like,
look at it the way that they look at like those old monster movies.
But it was like during that game was really funny because like during like the Roswell like UFO like 50s and 60s portion of it, everyone was like super hippies and everyone was like retarded, and you just went around like.
It was goofy.
You went like around doing goofy stuff. People like weren't understanding what, like you would like take over people and like do shit like that. People weren't the people in the game didn't understand how like goofy the situation was.
I used to like shoot rectal probes at people.
Oh god, I want to play that game.
That was a fun game.
I want to play that game. Holy shit, that was a fun game. You ever play it or heard of it or?
Heard of it, just never played it.
It's a good game.
But dude, this game actually like it kind of bothers me.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
it was dark. I mean, I didn't really see it that dark until
again.
Your reaction.
I don't advocate censoring it. I'm not a guy that's like, oh, we should ban it, because I think instead of making things go away all the time, we need to talk about it, try to understand it, and try to coexist with it, and see like why we get here.
Well, I think actually the game might be doing some positive things.
No, that's actually you're actually completely right. Like this, I feel like this dialogue itself. I'm sure other people have had like this has started this kind of conversation with some other people. And I think it's good because it to me, that is related to the whole like gun control topic. Because dude, this is gonna be fucking like a gold mine for the left wingers in this country.
The Fox News people.
That shit's gonna end up on the news. That shit's gonna go on the news. They're gonna talk about this new game that advocates violence when I don't know if it's really advocating as much as it's telling a narrative. But here's the thing.
If you wanted to be like conspiracy theorists, you could say that game was created by left wingers to like.
You could argue that.
You could say
you could. I mean, like, is it really far fetched to think something like? Do I think that's happening?
It's a very simple game. It's not going to cost that much money.
No, I'm just saying.
But
go out there.
no matter how plausible or unplausible that is, I think that's something to throw out there. Like, you need to talk about these things.
Right.
This is going to come up, and I feel like.
Well, here's the thing. Like, this is kind of like really extreme, but I think like it's really important that art and all like music, film, all needs to like keep pushing the envelope and stuff like that.
If art doesn't make you think, it's not doing its job.
Exactly. So, as a concept, like so far, I don't know. I'm just fascinated with this game, and I think it's. I don't know. Like, I don't really have mixed feelings on it. Like, I think it's doing some good here.
Well, you sound conflicted.
Yeah, I sound conflicted, but I was like, oh, fuck, I don't have internet right now. But it's like on the website they were saying, what the fuck were they saying on the website? They were like, oh, I forget, but it kind of sounded like, like this. Everyone's like trying to make all these other games. Why don't we do something that's never been done before and try to get people to think like, what would push a person to do this? Which when they released that, I kind of think like, okay, I think they're backpedaling here.
Well, what happens if we don't know like how the game ends. So
I think it ends with you blowing your fucking brains out.
So no, I mean like maybe you play through the whole game and then like you get to the end and it like fucking like has some life changing shit there.
Maybe.
You don't know that.
That's true.
That's true. It could.
yeah.
I mean, I doubt it, but
I also doubt it. But like the
you know how the game's gonna end? You kill everyone and you fucking take the gun, put it in your mouth, and you blow your brains out.
probably gonna end that way.
That's how the fucking game ends. That's
Dude,
how
this-
everyone ends.
Dude, this
okay?
that was very much like something right out of the book of Columbine with like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking.
You know what's really eerie? They used to play. You know, how they used to play Doom a lot, and that's where like people were blaming video game violence stuff. They actually used to create their own maps.
Yep.
They
That were
actually-
based on the school.
On the school,
Wow.
you can play those maps.
Have you played them?
That
that's-
No, I don't. I'm really.
You're like, I don't want to visit that.
No, I just really not ever got to like the whole modding Doom community.
Well, I guess maybe like out of curiosity, maybe like. Dude,
It just
what
seemed
the
it'd just be
fuck?
really weird.
They were also on
Right.
tons of antidepressants.
That's true.
Were they really?
Yeah, dude. They don't think, oh, it was Doom. No. Dude. All these shootings.
I
have been
also
linked to
would say they
antidepressants.
probably knew less definitely about mental illness back then.
Yeah, sure.
So like the kind of shit they're putting people on was like,
Wait.
I don't know, if when you look at like the more medications that are coming out, you're actually looking at the suicide rate go up also.
Mm-hmm.
But like this game is really gonna bring back shit for like the gun control people, and for me, it's like more than anything that right there tells
But-
us we need to be talking more.
But you know
about
what?
people.
If someone feels like they want to go on a killing rampage, and if this is their like outlet,
Well, what if that game keeps people from actually doing it?
that's what I'm saying. Like,
But the thing I was getting at was that I think more than anything, this game is really inspires conversation about mental illness and like
I mean,
how
you
we
think
get
about
there.
like a bunch.
How we get there and how are we reacting to it, because we like to throw band-aids on everything in this country. We never go, this is the problem and this is the symptom and we need to solve the problem so the symptoms go away.
Do you know who Dave Days is?
Who the fuck is that?
He's like he was like one of the number one subscribed YouTubers. He has like 4 million subscribers.
His
or
biggest
something.
claim to fame is like he made this video about like how much he loves Miley Cyrus.
Did you fuck with him hard enough that like people found out about it?
No. It was just because James is like best. Was like
He's like
best
a
friends.
huge.
He's like a huge.
He's a huge
YouTube,
YouTuber, but it's not like gaming. It's kind of like just like
silly music
Yeah.
videos and stuff. He likes like Blink-182.
yeah. He does like a lot of like music videos and he sings and stuff like that. That's actually how we met our friend James. Is they kind of
They
they're from
went to school together and shit.
Yeah.
Growing up, they were close friends.
but
But
man, he's really big on YouTube. He's actually like a really like cool guy.
yeah, he's pretty.
Like I was actually like really like I remember when we first went to the ranch.
They did shots with him
that one
It was
time,
just,
like
super chill.
he had every reason in the world
Be an
to
asshole.
be an asshole to me. I would have been an asshole to me. And he's like trying to have a drink with me. You know, he's just a really cool guy. So they fucked with him. So yeah, they all. I don't know. You go ahead and
Okay,
tell the
so-
story.
I don't know. Should I say his name?
Who?
The victim.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave. Let's keep it at Dave. He has this really nice house. He bought it in Hollywood. It's right next to the Museum of Tolerance, actually.
Oh god damn it!
They used to always like prank the Museum of Tolerance. Anyway,
The
it
museum
was literally
of
right next to the
Tolerance.
fucking Museum of Tolerance, like right next to. Like I'm sure, like the wall was right there. There was
How
a camera.
convenient.
There was a camera, and if we
They
we
can
did this
smell
thing,
like the rubber insoles of the shoes that they have there.
Uh,
You know, they have like the giant pit of like shoes.
do they?
Yeah, because like you know the
I never
Holocaust
went
used to like
into
take their shoes and like just throw them in these like big storage houses. So like they recreated
Wow,
like rooms of just shoes everywhere, and it smells. Like, you can smell like
rubber.
the rubber and stuff. So I was wondering if they can smell the rubber.
We used to actually like. They had this camera. There's a wall here, right? And there was like a camera, and it was facing like towards the Museum of Tolerance. And we'd run out and then run back, and they'd have to like send a security guard out every single time. Like, there must have been some rule, so they just keep sending security guards out to take a look and then walk back. We'd run back out and then come back. It was great. Anyway, so he bought this really nice place. It like a princess used to live there or something. Really cool house, spiral
happened to it?
staircase. It's a long story.
Okay.
But everyone, it was kind of like a frat house. All the guys there stayed up
It
late
was like a
drinking
flop
every
house.
night. It was like beer pong.
This was like before you were into League of Legends, but they had like this big long dining room table, and everyone just had computers on it, and they're all playing like League of Legends with each other.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
pretty cool.
All the guys in the house were like all big YouTube stars. They all lived in this house.
Yeah.
And there was always parties and shit. I never went. I only went to like 1 or 2.
Uh-huh.
I fucking hate parties.
Parties
Anyway.
are shit. I'd rather like hang out. I don't want to interrupt you, but
I hate parties. I don't like parties.
fuck parties.
So they must have had a big meal. Anyway, they had a toilet downstairs. They clogged it up, and it was like clogged up for like a week. By the way, before they did anything, they finally took it out. It was all filled up, and they put it on the curb right next to the Museum of Tolerance. Okay? And for some reason, that's not even.
Is that a hate crime?
I don't think so. The toilet was there. I'm not even kidding, for like 3 weeks before anybody did anything. So it's this big joke. We drive by every day, like, dude, the fucking toilet's still there. Are you kidding me? So the toilet was on this damn curb
it's clogged
all
up.
day. Yeah, and it's clogged up. And what we did is we kept it open, so like people that would walk by are like, Jesus Christ, because there was always like tourists and like students and stuff. And they look at the toilet, like, holy shit, they're fucking like all this. It was nasty.
Dude, that is fucked up. What you guys did?
No, we haven't gotten the story yet. There was a toilet there. That was one toilet. So one night, James and my brother and I were like driving around, and we noticed on another, like down around the corner, there's another house, and on the lawn there was another toilet. And we're like, dude, wouldn't it be great if we like took that toilet and like put it like next to the other toilet, so we had like a shitload of toilets there. We're like, oh, let's do it. So my brother and I, in the middle of the night, it's like it must be like midnight or something. My brother and I, we pick up the fucking toilet.
You're with Italiano, right?
Not yet. He rolls by later.
Shows up. He's like,
Wes and I, in the darkness of the night, I'm wearing flip-flops, but I had to take my flip-flops off because I wanted to be stealth. So we picked up the toilet, and we put it in the back of my fucking shitty escort wagon, closed it.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool car.
That car was a piece of shit, dude. You think it was cool, but
the thing is,
it did the job.
It did the job.
I did this job.
Hold the toilet.
It held the toilet. It did it well.
Held the toilet.
So at this point, James doesn't like to get his hands dirty, so he's like, he called up Italiano. He's like, yo, you gotta come over here. Like, we're pranking Dave. We're gonna put this fucking toilet, like, next to the other toilet. And he goes, dude, I want to come over, but I gotta shit, like, really, really bad. I gotta shit really bad. It's like, this is perfect. And he goes,
wait, doesn't he only like shit
dude,
like once a week?
Yeah. The thing about Italiano, he has some kind of intestinal problems where he only shits once a week. And I was like, dude, that's not healthy at all.
That's like,
it's like
people who do
keeping it
heroin
in.
do that. Is he doing heroin?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You hope not.
No. So he shits. Okay. He said, I was like, dude, why you only shit once a week? Like, that's not right, man. And he goes, yeah, dude, ever since I was a baby, I'm only shitting once a week. I was like, dude, I feel sorry for your mom. Like, that must have sucked changing the diapers.
No, it must have been awesome for your mom. It's like,
oh, it's only once a week.
Only once a week. It must suck that one day, but
oh, yeah,
it's only
true.
one day out of the week.
So he comes by with a roll of toilet. He brings a roll of toilet paper with him. He like steals it from like a gas station or something. And what we
Did
do
he just bring his own from his house?
Fucking
no,
what
he
the
didn't.
fuck? Dude?
So Wes and I bring the toilet out like on the driveway. We're not because they have like this porch area. You like walk up these stairs and there's like a little
Yeah, he sat
patio.
down on it and just shit.
Yeah. So we let him do his business, but he has to hurry up because like Dave is coming back. He's coming back from like another party. And he's coming back to his house, and so we want him to like either be there before the toilet because what we're gonna do is put the toilet right in front of the door.
So like he
has to like you can't get out of the door without like seeing the toilet.
Oh god.
And
oh god.
so we put both. Okay, so we have Italiano shit in the toilet.
And he sits in public?
Well, it's really dark out. You see, he sits in this little dark corner. We made a little nice setup for him. We let him do his business, and then Dave comes out of nowhere and like drives past, and Italiano's shitting on the toilet. So he's just sitting there in the dark, like on the toilet, just like trying not to move. So Dave goes inside the house, and then Steve is done. And he's like, oh, he got like. Apparently he got shit on his hands. Like, I gotta wash my hands, man. Where's the hose at? So he like washes his hands. And Wes and I, it smells so bad. Okay, it's sitting inside. He eats like all these Italian hoagies and shit. It's sitting inside your stomach.
Waffle fries?
Waffle fries, dude.
Waffle
Goes
fries.
down the island. And it's just in there for a week. So he lets it all out. It smells so fucking bad. Wes and I were like, we gotta do it. We gotta bring it up there. Like, so we close the lid as much as we can. We lift up the toilet. We put it on top of like the patio, and we bring the other toilet up right next to it. So there's two toilets right
both with shit in it.
Both have shit. One more than the other, and one's fresh. And we also put like we thought it was funny. We wanted to like decorate the shit. So we like went down to like CVS and I bought like a little bow and I put a bow on top of it. Like we bought a card and the card was like this baby that was like playing in like chocolate cake. So I had like chocolate cake all over it.
Oh my god!
We bought this little card. We put the card on there, and what we did is like the toilet lids. We lifted them up and like taped it, so you couldn't close it. So it had to stay open. So it was like taped open, so nobody could close it. And we were gonna super glue them to like the front, but we thought that was too extreme.
It's too far.
Yeah, we didn't want to do that. So we left that there, and then I don't know. I think Dave had to fucking move him. We don't really know what
you didn't
happened.
get to see like the.
We didn't get to see the reaction. We wanted to get the fuck out of there because I thought he was gonna be pissed. But
he doesn't know it was you.
He was fucking pissed.
He was.
Well, the funny thing is, like, James lost his credit card. He couldn't find his credit card, and it turned out Dave actually had it. So Dave took his credit card and like stuck it in the toilet bowl and like took a picture and sent it to James because he thought I think he figured out James like was involved with the prank or something. But I don't know. I think they put him back on the curb, and there was like 2 toilets in front of the Museum of Tolerance for like another week or something. And they finally got rid of them. I don't know who came by and picked them up, but
got rid of the shit.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
Good times. Did I have the story where I told you where in that Ford Escort wagon we the windshield washers, you spray them and
like you drove by like Santa Monica Boulevard and like sprayed people and shit.
Yeah, well, what we did is you can turn those nozzles on there so they spray out towards like the street, right? And I had Brent install a little pump so it like sprayed even further. So they fucking sprayed really far, and like one little stream, like, it would like fucking snipe people. I could like control it. And what we did is there's this stuff called liquid ass. It's like this stuff. It's this
liquid,
and it's like I don't know how they do it. It's a bunch of chemicals, but it smells like raw sewage. It smells so fucking bad.
It smells like half-baked ass.
Yeah, it does, dude. It smells terrible. So what we did is we filled my whole container with it. We bought it actually bulk. It was like $112 from the company that provided it because we thought it was worth it. We started with a little container, but like this isn't enough. This isn't gonna work out. We bought a whole thing of it, like a gallon of this liquid ass, and we poured it in my windshield washer.
It's called liquid ass.
Liquid ass. You can find it online. They have another product called what's it called?
Smelly.
No. It's
wow.
Barb. Texas.
Oh, it's Texas.
It's like barbecue, but here's the thing: it smells like barbecue for about 1 minute, and then after it oxidizes it smells like shit again. So what you do is you can be innocent. You can be at a barbecue walking around with this spraying it, and then 1 minute later it smells like shit. You're already gone by that point. Anyway, these guys
that's fucked up.
Dude, it's awesome. Weston and I bought some. Like we raided a fucking liquor store. Oh, I'll tell you that story after. Okay, so then I filled my whole container up with a fucking windshield washer fluid reservoir. I filled that up with $112 of liquid ass. And we went around at midnight. It was beautiful. It was New Year's Eve. It was that night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. James, West, and I went out, and we...
Wait, so it was January 1st?
Yeah, technically, it was January 1st.
Okay.
We didn't have anything better to do.
It's New Year's.
Yeah. And... we're getting pretty accurate with this thing. So all these drunk people, we went to Hollywood Boulevard, and all these drunk people are coming out late at night, and they're all like, they feel like shit. We wanted to wake them up a little bit. So we had people like standing at like, the best one, I think it's worth telling, is this bus stop. And there must have been 20 drunk tourists sitting there like, sitting on the curb, so like, perfectly like face level with our sprayer. So we drove like this is the perfect opportunity. And it's like we all knew this was the do or die.
This is the one.
And so we see a green. What we had to do was we had to drive slow enough so like the red light would turn green so we could go, right? Because we didn't want to stop at a red light and like spray them, because then they would get our ass kicked. So things didn't go according to plan. So we're driving by and I just fucking let it loose. We're just like nailing everybody. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like pretty fucking intense. And okay, and I'm planning on making a right turn and getting like on the getaway, right? But I can't because somebody's crossing. There's like 2 or 3 people crossing the street. Oh shit. So I fucking sprayed I have like 10 like angry tourists behind me, and we're trying to make a right turn. And James is like, go, get out of here! Come on, let's go! And I couldn't go. I dude, I can't. I'm gonna fucking hit somebody. And some guy is like, I see like 2 people running at me, and one guy is like really fucking close and grabs the handle on the door and like pulls it open, and I just fucking gun it out of there really quick. But dude, James almost got his ass kicked. He almost got pulled out of the car. It would have been great. And then there was a few times where like we went around this block this one time. There was like the same group of people standing outside of this one bar, and we just kept spraying them over and over again.
Oh, you did laps?
Just fucked
Yeah,
up.
laps, dude.
That's some fucked up
We
shit.
just
dude.
fucking kept going around. They're like, oh Jesus, like they smell like shit, dude. And dude, here's the best one. I forgot about this one.
Dude, he's really
Dude,
excited.
it was awesome.
He's so happy with himself.
Okay. First of all, there was two good ones. Okay, there's this in Hollywood. There's like a bunch of gay clubs. There's this one gay club, and not that I have anything wrong with gay people. It was just
It just made it better.
it was just there's the opportunity presented itself. There was a line of gay people out in front of this club. They're all wearing their designer shit, whatever.
Oh,
and we
fuck.
just fucking soak them. We get them all, and then, dude, and the thing, like, I don't know if there's a stigma in the gay community about this, but like, I'm guessing it's not a good thing to smell like shit since they're like engaging in anal
I think
sex.
that's just
I think
everyone.
most people don't want to smell like
Right.
shit.
I don't know. I think like gay people are like kind of like fastidious, right? And like
You think maybe it's a bigger deal
they
for
want to
them?
be clean. I think it's like a bigger deal if they smell like shit. That's like a
Yeah.
turn off to like, oh, gee, you smell like shit.
Dude
at all.
fucks his asses all day.
Yeah,
That's all he does.
seriously. So we must have
Jumping
we
in
got a
assholes.
good couple of them, and then also here, and this is before they got into the club, so we like ruined their night. This is great.
You ruined the club.
And then-
At least that we ruined their night. Like,
He's like,
yeah,
yep, I'm pleased with myself.
And then there was these two. Everything is like sounding like I'm like prejudiced or racist, but it's just like I would have done it to anybody,
No, the thing is, you're targeting.
Dude,
You're targeting like specific groups.
it
Like
wasn't
gay people.
specific, dude. We got everybody.
No, but he didn't
We
do
weren't-
just
we weren't-
blacks or just gays. Everyone felt the wrath.
Yeah, before we went out, we made a crew. We're like, you know what?
Fair
There's
game.
no fair, dude. Kids,
Kids.
wives,
Dude, that's something like going off
mothers,
the war. Like, dude, we're just gonna kill
old
everybody.
people, dogs. Nobody is. Everyone's gonna feel the wrath of the liquid ass. Okay.
White, pregnant, suburban woman.
Gay
Everybody-
black chicks from
everybody,
Mexico.
everybody, It's
What's
like
the
hatred.
difference?
It's like hatred. Okay. Hatred with liquid ass.
Oh god.
Okay.
And today is my day to shit.
And there was these two black chicks. They could have been white chicks. I could change it to white. Doesn't really matter. I just thought it was funny.
Well, were they black chicks?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the truth. So
They're
tell
the
it.
truth. They're black chicks. The two black chicks, they're all razzle dazzle going to the club.
Razzle dazzle.
They're going out.
We would not say that about white girls. It's like black
Okay,
girls
right.
get razzle
They're
dazzle.
They're out. They're looking good. Whatever.
Razzle
I
dazzle.
like
No, just say razzle dazzle.
It sounds way
that.
cooler.
the razzle dazzle. And
Fucking Tyshandra and Daquetta.
we're
going
driving
out to a
past
party.
them, and they got like little like mini shirt, like skirts and like shorts, or whatever. And we got them really wet. We we drove by really kind of slow, so we could like really soak them. We got them good. We
With
got
the liquid ass, or
yeah,
with
with
your-
the liquid ass. We got like their legs wet, and they go, oh man, you could hear them in the back like, oh dude, what the hell? What happened? It was like,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
ain't nobody got time for that. They were saying,
I said, God damn!
God
God
damn.
But they probably had to go home and take a shower after we were done with them.
Well,
Probably
yeah.
I think
They probably got a yeast infection.
they didn't get
from
any
that.
action.
Oh. Ooh.
They might already had one. I'm not sure.
They probably already had one. They probably already had one.
What happened with the liquor store?
Oh, my brother and I, we had some business, like actually like legitimate
Yeah,
business. We had to go pick up a car in Nevada, like Reno area. And as we drove up, really scenic, beautiful route. I had to go get gas. I had to fill up the car, and I can't remember what happened. The cashier was being such an asshole to me, though. I can't remember what happened. I just remember dude, this guy. I asked for like change or something, and he was just being like, he was like ignoring me and like being an asshole, dude. Just like fucking like time. I can't remember. I don't usually get upset with people, but like,
Ponytail Fury.
yeah, maybe that guy.
Fucking asshole.
But I went in the car, and I was like, this is when we first got the little bottle of liquid ass, so we were still experimenting.
You're still in the
And-
experimental phase?
It was funny, we had it was like a road trip, we're like, oh, we gotta go, let's just pack our toothbrushes, and Wes was like, don't forget the liquid ass, like, you never know. So we got the liquid ass there, but we kept it in a little bag, because, it was really potent. It was bad. You had to keep it sealed, otherwise it would stink up. I remember, Wes had got on his
What's up with
hands.
you guys and, stinking stuff up?
I don't know, it was funny. Okay, and I remember I went in the car, I was like, I fill up the gas tank. I was like, geez, Wes, that guy was like a fucking asshole, man. I'm like, geez. He's like, don't go anywhere. And he goes out, and he has like this long, military jacket, but it's kind of too big for him, so the sleeves go over his hand. So he can like pull his hand up into the sleeve and he won't see anything. So he held a liquid ass.
Oh, is he like the taxi driver?
So he does kind of. So he walks in the store like happy, whatever, and just pretends like he has to use the restroom. He said he went into the girls' restroom and the boys' restroom and just fucking squirted it everywhere. And on his way out, he left like a big trail out the door. And he said like he could hear him like go, what's that smell? What's that smell? And then like we just fucking booked it out of there. We don't know what happened.
I think everyone should carry a little thing of liquid ass with them, just in case someone's an asshole.
You never know.
Liquid ass.
We're still running to this day.
It's like fucking Bonnie and Clyde are just making their way across Nevada.
It's good times though. And we also had
Billy the Kid.
Oh, dude, it was never good. Like I can just chills just thinking about this. Yeah, I was back in the Ford Escort wagon, and at my grandparents' house, there's a giant canyon they live up to, and like bike riders, not like
dude, I
fucking hate bike riders.
God.
Like
just like
some bike riders are cool, like they're really courteous, but some like are right in the middle of the road, like I am a car, like and they don't stop.
Those roads are like so windy, like you can't see like you.
Dude,
fucking,
that's just, they live in the same canyon.
The one in Santa Monica, or the one in Palo Verdes.
Santa Monica. It's the same canyon that Arnold Schwarzenegger got in a car accident.
Oh, yeah,
They live in
yeah.
the same canyon as one.
Uh-huh.
What was it? Anyway, it's a dangerous area. There's all these like blind turns and stuff. You can't see anything. It's really dangerous.
It's kind of like Cook's Corner. You've been at Cook's Corner over
20 times, dude.
Yeah,
I hang around bikers.
It's kind of like that, except
not like broom, broom, broom. I'm talking about
like faggots.
Okay, well, fuck those people. Right?
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's the people I'm talking about. There's tons of them.
Because Cook's Corner doesn't have fag bikes.
But it's kind of like that, like the windy road.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You can't see shit. And okay, so there's this big biker convention, like huge, like not cyclist convention.
Cyclists.
I think they're not bikers, they're cyclists.
You seen that South Park episode, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Just call them faggots.
Just call them faggots.
There's a bunch of cyclists. There's like a cyclist convention. There must be 1,000 cyclists, and they're pretty close to my grandparents' house. So there's a lot of. They're all taking this.
Sounds like
there's this one street called San Vicente Boulevard, and there must be, I don't know, 300 bikers. I mean faggots on this street. And Wes and I are driving past them. Like the time is now, Wes. And like the time to shine is now, and they're all lined up right next to us. So we're literally we're just like Wes is just hold it down. I'm gonna get as close as I can, and I just like getting real close to them, just spraying them all. And you can start them going, jeez, what the hell did they spray on us? And there's just hundreds of them, so we're going down the line, just soaking them all. And you can start seeing like they're starting to say like, hey, be careful, like he's gonna spray you. Like, you get to that point, so we have to start speeding up, and dude.
Did you get them all?
We probably got them all, man. It was so satisfying because
it was so satisfying.
It sounds like an accomplishment.
Thank you.